They were daring and decisive. Tottenham, in their borrowed stadium and with their makeshift side, dismantled the best the Bundesliga has to offer. Fernando Llorente found the far post with a well-placed header to leave Spurs in dreamland. The giant frontman made a big impact off the bench to make it 3-0. This was a truly sensational night for Spurs. It was a comprehensive Champions League statement against Borussia Dortmund. There was nothing fluky about it, and nobody in a Spurs shirt rode their luck as they worked over this much-vaunted Dortmund side. Son Heung-min grabbed the 47th minute opener, but the real damage was done in the final 7 minutes. Mauricio Pochettino happy after massive performance and effort by Tottenham against Dortmund. The Spaniard has been in brilliant form since Harry Kane got injured. Jan Vertonghen wheels away after doubling. Spurs-led Jan Vertonghen stretched the lead and Fernando Llorente added a crushing, destructive third. Dortmund will now need something remarkable to turn this deficit around. Tottenham waited patiently for the chance to secure their first leg advantage, then responded with an exhilarating second-half display. Boss Mauricio Pochettino has clearly worked out a way to adapt to the demands of the elite level of Champions League football. Earn your Spurs. The new Tottenham Stadium still isn't ready, but are you? Only die-hard fans will get 10 out of 10 in our quiz that became apparent at the tail end of last year when they scraped through the group with an heroic 1-2-1 draw in Barcelona. This was another notch up though, and Poch masterminded this Wembley victory, setting the right tactics and tempo for his expressive side. He had clearly filled his players with belief before they made off with this eye-catching win. Son was sensational, flying through the night sky to put Spurs ahead just after the restart. Thibaut Courtois blushes are spared as dubious VAR call saves Real Madrid against Ajax in Champions League. Son Heung-min celebrates after giving Spurs the lead. He ghosted into the area, reading Vertonghen's superb cross from the left before sending a cushioned right foot volley beyond Dortmund keeper Roman Bürki. The South Korean has become integral to this Spurs side without star striker Harry Kane and England's Dele Alli. A word for Harry Winks, too. The locals in his hometown of Hemel Hempstead finally have something else to talk about other than their infamous magic roundabout. Winks directed traffic, making Dortmund's midfield pairing of Axel Witsel and Thomas Delaney run around in circles. It was sensible football, sussing Dortmund out before taking ownership of the game in the second half. Son Heung-min produced another fine finish to open the scoring. Knockout football adds a tantalizing edge that can finish off teams in the first leg, just ask Manchester United. Spurs flickered in the first half, with Lucas Moura's chance drifting agonizingly wide of Bürki's left hand upright. There was Christian Eriksen's chance as well, with the Danish playmaker changing his body shape before shoveling an awkward chance over the bar. Son was next up, surprising Bürki when he tried his luck darting in from the left. Dortmund threatened on the break, with the twisting, turning figure of winger Jadon Sancho causing havoc in the first half. It was the England starlet's cross in first half injury time, lofted up to the far post, that brought out the very best of Hugo Lloris. The Spurs keeper shuttled across his line and managed to get a hand-to-paw away Dan Axel Zagadou's header, which took a slight deflection of Juan Foyth. Tottenham retaliated and caught the Germans cold at the start of the second half when Son took the chance to put them in front. Tottenham stopper Hugo Lloris did his bit with some fine saves. Jadon Sancho runs at Spurs as he looks to impress at Wembley. Eriksen was hovering out on the left before sending his pass into the feet of Vertonghen. The left wing back, and the side because Danny Rose was not 100% and Ben Davies is injured, whipped in the cross. It had enough power to beat Zagadou at the near post, and Super Son was waiting to apply the finishing touch with the sweetest volley. Wembley rose in his honor, standing to applaud the striker for putting them ahead. The home fans started to anticipate a famous first-leg win, one of those nights you never hear the end of when Tottenham fans turn up to work. Today's tea break is Spurs chat only. Son was exceptional, attracting the attention of some. Clumsy challenges formed Dortmund's disoriented defense. They could not handle him, or rampant Spurs. Rent-a-quote Danish midfielder Delaney was booked for clattering into him minutes after the opener. By then Tottenham were out for more. Their efforts were rewarded 7 minutes from time, when Vertonghen started a run that took him goal-bound at pace. Eriksen, again, played the simple pass, inviting Serge Aurier to send in a deep cross from the right. Brilliant Belgian Vertonghen was onto it, steaming in at the far post ahead of Sancho and then volleying Spurs further ahead. The fans looked at each other in disbelief as this Dortmund team began to collapse. Coach Lucien Favre's men had conceded 3 times in their last 2 games, against Hoffenheim and Werder Bremen in the German Cup. News Group Newspapers Limited. Jan Vertonghen played at wing-back and finished with a goal and assist, and it happened again last night when Spurs pressed their foot to the floor. Eriksen set up another chance from an 86th minute corner, and Llorente, who had only been on the pitch 2 minutes, directed a header beyond Berkey. This was a huge win for Pochettino and Spurs, the sort of result that will give them great